בשם השם נעשה להצליח. Okay, so we are learning Zohar Naso, page Kuf Chav Zayin, Kuf Lamed Dalet, which is Daf Kuf Chav Zayin in Zohar. And the concept starts, the topic starts about, there's a question about Shechar Nazir, and the difference between the restriction we have between Nazir and Kohenim. Okay? Right. So the question comes here, it says, Mi yain v'shechar yazir, chumes yain v'chumes shechar lo yishteh. So the person is not supposed to, it's talking about Nazir, the person Nazir is not supposed to drink anything from the yain and the shechar, and then also the chumes yain, right? From anything that is product of the grape, right? And Nazir is forbidden to have, right? And anything that comes from the products of anavim, any derivatives of right? Of the grape should not drink. Whether it is fresh grape or it is dry grape, a person should not have it. Why? Because it is forbidden for Nazir to have any of the byproducts of grape. Right. For Nazir, right? Hacha it is secular. We have to take a look here. Kevan de asid khamra, kevan shasul Nazir shud yain ve taham hapashutu kete shud yishtakel imkan anabim dama. So if the whole concept of for the Nazir that is forbidden for him to drink wine, is the whole concept is that he shouldn't get drunk, right? So why should a person, right?
A Nazir stay away from grapes.
From grape, yeah, exactly.
What's wrong with grapes?
Right, what's wrong with grape, right? למה אסור לו לאכול ענבים שמשמע שחששים התורה שלא יחשב בשתיין יין. So משמע the Torah is חשש, is suspect that person should not stumble drinking of the yain. It looks like there's like a safeguard. Right? How kasher? There's a question. Okay, if it's just only for safeguard, right? And that's why Hakadosh Baruch Hu has to give in the Torah that we shouldn't have the anavim, because a person takes the anavim that he might later on start drinking yain, right? Yain shechar. So there's a question here regarding Kohanim. What's the Kohanim said over there? The Kohanim ketir yain shechar and tishin. So we have the pasuk here, right, in the Vayikra, and in pasuk on the Perek Yud, pasuk Tet, it says, the pasuk says, Yain v'shechar atesht, ata uvanecha ita pevoam el uhemoed. When you come to uhemoed, you shouldn't have yain v'shechar. Right. Doesn't say anything about anything. Right. So the question, the Zohar is asking, if it's the same concept, so you should say also the Kohanim shouldn't have a grape void, because they would come out to what? It should be a safeguard. Same concept should apply. Right. So, but it doesn't say that. Right. That's a question.
Wow, great question.
Okay? So why is also for the Anavim? Right? The Habak Kahani Ketir, Yachor Anavim Namis, Yachor Shasul, Anavim is also is good to forbid the Anavim. Right? And made La Shenakin. It's not so. It's not the case. Keep Anavim Shalit Anavim Mutarim, because the Kohanim are permitted to have Anavim.
Only the grapes.
Right. Yeah, the grapes they could have, no problem. You cannot have the wine or the alcoholic beverages. But
not before the avoda, right?
Before avoda, you could have grapes.
So the grapes, yes, but wine they cannot have before avoda.
Right. Here it's talking about what's before avoda, and also here we're talking about time of the Torah, when they were in the Midbar, when there was a Mishkan. They wanted to come to Ohel Moed. They were not supposed to have it.
They were not supposed to have wine, but they were supposed to have.
They could have.
Oh, they could even no. They were not supposed to have wine, but they were allowed to have the actual grapes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what it is, right? כי פעמים שאל באמת כפסינו במסכת בחורים, שהביאו בחורים ענבים ויתנו לכהנים שעבדו במקדש. So he says מפורש בגמרא בחורים, right? It says over there that when they were bringing the בخורים, the first offering of the produce that they had, which was the anavim, right? They would bring anavim and they would give to Kohen, and Kohen would consume it. So we see from here that they were permissible. There was no problem with that, right?
With grapes.
אם כן, מה טעמו עשה לענבים? So the question comes, so if that's the case, there is a distinction between Kohanim and Nazir, why HaKadosh Baruch Hu really forbade this? Okay? If you want to say it was a safeguard, right? That they shouldn't get drunk, right? So it should be the same with the Kohanim, but they didn't say it, so it's not a safeguard. So if they take we might have thought if they would have anavim, they would end up getting start drinking also wine or shechar or alcohol beverages. You might have thought that's the reason, but it's not so, because we see that Kohanim were allowed. So why?
Grapes.
So allowed grapes, right? So why
Nazir is not allowed to have grapes?
Right, that's the thing, right? Meshi. So Ella. So now here the concept I just said it. So you have to have background, right? So in the Olamot Elyon, according to the you have to have a background on this. In Shamayim, there are a lot of sefirot, a lot of Olamot. We have
Heavenly words.
Heavenly
Words.
Yes. So basically, we have Olam. We have what is called Malchut Asilut, right? Which is we refer to it as Shekhinah, and then we are referring to Zerampin. We have Zerampin and Malchut Asilut. That's most of the Jewish people, we are related to the Malchut Asilut, which is Shekhinah, and the way it works is because of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which we call in the Zohar, it's called Ein Sof. It's called Ein Sof because he wanted to be able to relate to us, and he was so. If we just we wanted to relate with him, we thought something in the middle, like he had to. The word it says Mesamsem. HaKadosh had to make himself smaller, or to bring himself to the different lower holy. Heavenly worlds, Sefirot, in order to be able for us to relate to him. Okay? So there were many Olamot Sefirot that were created. The one that we are basically usually are related with Malchut Sefirot, which is we call it Shekhinah. Then every Olam that we have, every Sefirot that we have, there is always a counterpart, which is a male and female part. Female. The female part is called Malchut. The male counterpart of it is like a human being that they have male and female. It's called Zerampin. Okay, so this is how it is. So that's the lowest part that we can relate with, but we relate with that. The higher Olamot above that is called Chokhmah Bina. Again, Chokhmah Bina is a male neshama. We have to consider it like a very, very huge neshama that HaKadosh Baruch Hu Ein Sof brings his light of holiness through them. That's how it works. So, and then we have what? We have the Bina. Bina is the female one, female part of it. Now, above that, there's something called Erech Ampin. Erech Ampin is higher. It's higher than the Chokhmah Bina, and from there it gives all the shefa to Chokhmah Bina. Chokhmah Bina gives it to the Ampin. The Ampin gives it to the Malchut Asilut, and Malchut Asilut brings it down to the lower Olamot, including the human beings, the Jewish people, and also gives to shefa throughout the whole world. But in actuality, the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is through the Malchut Asilut that gives this all shefa, all this bracha, all these phases, all these blessings throughout the world. Okay? Now, Erech Ampin, one thing about all those different Zampin Malchut, Zampin it has the aspect of din. Din, which means wants to, like if somebody does some kind of avera, who wants to punish the person, how does the person punish it? Which is basically it's not a punishment, basically it's trying to clean his...
It's a purification process.
Yes, exactly. It's trying to purify him, so he gives him this dinim, because dinim that comes to him. Then we have Ze'ampin. Ze'ampin doesn't do that. Ze'ampin is all chesed. It's not all chesed, but mostly chesed. Malchut is mostly din. Okay? Chokhmah Bina, same concept. Chokhmah is mostly chesed, right? And Bina is mostly din. Okay? Above that, there's something called Arich Ampin. There are two neshimot, but in there, the aspect of din is not there anymore. It's all kindness, chesed. Okay? So, if a person be able to pray to Hakadosh Baruch Hu and his prayer gets to the Arich Ampin, he gets a response right away. So that's why a person should have to pray to Hakadosh Baruch Hu, because there is all chesed, there's nothing comes in front of the Hakadosh Baruch Hu to make a prosecution and say he doesn't deserve to have this or whatever. That's why the concept of tefillah is so important. A person should concentrate, pray with the kavanah and everything to be able to have his prayer reach to where? To Arich Ampin. That's what it is. Okay? Now here it's going to tell you the Nazir is being considered as the Arich. And now from here, so now that you know what Arich is, right? Now, once we understand that, now it's going to we're going to continue and explain the whole concept, okay? So he says, Umeshib. So that's a question. So the answer you give to Zohar answers it. Ela uvdada. Ela matzah shel Parashat Nazir, right? Umyodad b'davar shel isur shetiyat yain. The whole issue of the shetiyat yain, drinking a wine. Raza ilahi. So this is so gadol. Regarding the Nazir cannot have it.
It's a heavenly secret.
Yeah, it's a big heavenly secret, right? Ki Nazir rumez lebichinat arich. Nazir, right? He's basically he is representing the aspect of arich.
Arich Ampin.
Arich Ampin. We call it Arich, but that's the entire name is Arich Ampin. But many people when they learn it, they say Arich, but the full name is Arich Ampin. Yes, right?
Ampin means face.
Yes, Arich Ampin is long face. Right. Ze'ampin is small face. Okay. Lid apashara min dina bekola. Lachen hu salich le'avdil lachek mikol bichinat dinim. So same thing that Arich, there is no din in it, right? There is no din by Arich, as we mentioned. So Nazir has that aspect of it. So he has to be also be very careful to be completely far away from any kind of din that comes to him. Right? V'ha yadahu ilana decha be'adam gadna'a anavim havu. V'halei yodah ki his hadat shechata bo'adam rishon haya anavim. So there are four different explanations. What was this fruit?
Forbidden fruit.
And one of them say was grape, right? So they said they ate grape, right? כלומר במסכת ברכות דף עמוד בסוף עמוד א', כלומר שפגם במידת המלכות באכילת אסתר שבו סוד הנביאים. So he says the pegam, the blemish that caused in the midat malchut. Again, every time we look at the Zohar, we have to be careful that malchut, which is Shekhinah, does not get blemished by any avera, right? And because of the fact that Adam Rishon and Chava, they ate from the anavim, right, from that fruit, it caused a blemish on Olam Asilut, Olam Malchut Asilut. That's what it did, right? Olam Malchut Asilut is the ad shebal sod anavim, right? Bechidat is that he ate from the statue, we talk about Anavim. B'dahu raza demila, and this is the sword, this is the secret. Deha yain v'shecha v'anavim b'sidra chad achadub. Ki yain v'shecha v'anavim b'sidra echad nechazin, all of them, shechar v'anavim v'yain, they are all in one category. Right?
Yain, shechar, and all the grapes are in one category.
They are only one category. One, ki kulam hem sod hadinim ha'gvurot. So they are. That's why if you notice, like on the Suda Shirishit, when we are by the Ramasani, what do we do when we try to drink yain or grape juice? We put some water.
Some water, chesed.
Yeah, because right, exactly. Yain with grape juice
is always din.
Always din, right? So we put the water in it, right, to make it. We might take it in it.
We always do that.
Right. So I'm just saying.
An example.
Example, of course. All the time we do it.
Yeah.
It's not just the
Yeah, except Havdalah.
Right, except Havdalah, exactly. Exactly, because then you don't need it.
Yeah.
You don't need it then. Okay? Right, so he said, Ki yain v'shecha v'anavim said echad nechatzim k'kolom hem sod hadinim ha'gvurot Ki yain le'ela yain le'malak b'bina sheba yain ha'mishmeret ha'mesameach ראשית yain mesameach u'meno techilat ha'orot hadinim hadin. So he said, the yain that raise it is in a bina. Again, bina. We said that the female sephirot, they are dinim.
Right.
Female sephirot. So malchut is din, right? Above that bina is din. So right. So he says this yain in Shomayim is in the bina is the yain mesameach, and it's where the dinim start. Like when you do it, you inside, a person causes the dinim start to become activating.
Right.
That's when they become activated. That's what it is, right? שכר לשמאלה, שכר לשמאל בגבוריו, זה שבו יין המשחרר בסוד דין קשה. So he says that shechar is also the gevurah dezah. Again,
Zer Anpin.
Zer Anpin, yes. So always left side of it, right? Always left side of the any neshama is always is left is correspond to malchut. Like we have right hand is chesed, left hand is gevurah. Same thing. In the left side of the Zerampin, right, is what? There is referring to Shechar. So one of them, Yain, is referring to the Bina. Shechar is referring to the small, the right hand side of who? Zerampin. Left hand side of it. Okay? Sheba Yain Mishacher Besod Din Rashe, Deha Shechar. Miyain navka, ki hashechar yosem mehayain. So shechar comes out of the yain.
When we say shechar, we referring to alcoholic beverage?
Yeah, alcoholic beverage that come from the yain, the cognac, what is it?
Cognac maybe.
Yeah, cognac on the right. Komar hageburam neshechet mehabina. So it says shechar comes out from the yain, right? Which we just said it, right? What? Because geburah it comes out from what? From Bina. It gets pulled from.
Right.
Anavim hem b'malchut besod yain ha'mushumar be'anavav and yain. I'm saying anavim. These are referring to malchut besod yain ha'mushumar. That is yain ha'mushumar that is being kept anavav. Mishesh yimei ha'bereshit that it has been. Created from the 6th day of creation.
Right.
The kanush kurha b'legabe, shemechabes kol hagevurot eleha, that it would gather all the gevurot towards it. Ki kol hagevurot mibina v'gevurot nichlet ba, that all the gevurot of the bina, right, and all kind of gevurot is already is included in this. In Malchut, okay?
Right.
And this is very is and is there به مرخوب به صورت یعنی به شما right دا هو ایلانا دخاف به آدم که قدما هم مرخود هی صد استعال شبه خاطر بداره میشه and remember that مرخود is again always whenever we want to think about everything else Havash Baruch Hu wants us to relate to Malchut because that's what we can reach most of the time.
That
So
we can reach to
relate.
understand Hashem.
Right, and we relate to Hashem. So he said what? He said, Malchut here is so ista'at. That's the ista'at, this thing that you ate from the ista'at, that's referring to Malchut. Shechata b'adam shon, he sinned with that, in that ki kach kola بخد سیسا آخر کل نخد بسر خواهی که کلام هم بخیند دینیم فرن به مخور. So that's what it is. So he said all of these anavim, shechar, and yain, they are all بخیند دینیم.
And that's why the Nazir and the Kohen, not the Kohen is allowed to get anavim. That's why the Nazir needs to stay away from dinim.
Right, completely from dinim.
Yeah.
Because it has a bechinat of arich. See, Kohen doesn't have to have bechinat arich. Kohen has to have a bechinat of chesed. They are chesed.
Yeah.
Okay? Right? They have chesed. The Kohanim, or most of the Kohanim, you see, they are bal chesed people. They have bechinat of chesed.
That
right?
which the Zohar asked, I think it was a few parashot ago, maybe just a few days ago in the Parashat Naso, how come a Kohen could give me sota to a lady that brings dinim, right? So over the answers that is not really dinim. It causes rahamim, by making it clear that the lady did not make avera, or even if she did a avera, but there would be a closure to that mistake. So that is all rachamim.
Right, it's all rachamim.
Kohen did everything rachamim, even the shechita, the act of shechita, that was also rachamim. Why? Because this would cause a person to make teshuvah, right, and to ask for forgiveness, which would be rachamim from Hashem.
Right. So eventually the rachamim comes out of it, and if she didn't do avera,
there would be berachot and blessings and everything.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
And who gives this brachot? Usually come from brachot?
It comes from Bikat Kohenim, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives to the Kohenim and comes to Kohenim to all Ben Israel.
Right. Now, after you finish this, it's going to tell you a big story about a Kohen when he wants to give bracha, what kavanah he should have. It's the Parashat Naso.
Beautiful.
Okay, so but let's be finish here and we go from there, right? ואין תימה הנזיר שבק ממנותו אלאה, ואין תאמר שזה הנזיר עזב את האמונה העליונה, כלומר שמסלק עצמו משלוש תפקידות האלו של האיסור על ידי שפורש עצמו מיין ושכר בענבים. So these are the things that personally usually we have to relate, right? We have to be relating with the bina, the gevura of the zah, the malchut, right? We have to have it. Everyone has to have it. So he's saying if you say no by doing so, he's basically disconnecting himself from this aspect of this ulama that everybody is supposed to attain in order to have some kind of a chiyut, and it has to come. It comes to everybody, and he's being excluded. So is this bad or not good, right? No, it's not so. Nazir רומז להעריך שהוא כולו רחמים, לכן לא יתחזה בעובדו מצדו שמאלו כלום, אין ראו שדואב יתעורר בו מצד שמאל והדין כלום, ועל ידי אכילת שלוש מינים האלו מתעורר שלושם שהם בחינת דינים. So he says he's not disconnecting, right? Even though he's not connected with them, but since because he becomes now bechina, aspect of the arich, which is much higher, and it has everything, is all chesed and all the brachot come from it. So he's not missing out anything by not being having these connected to this different gevura of the zah to malchut, and also to the bina of the Geburah, right? So he's not missing out. He's not missing out, and the only thing is, if he has a shalom, he is any of these, then he activates the dinim from this aspect because he's Nazir. That's why he's not supposed. He has to be extremely careful not to have any of them. That's the whole concept.
So Nazir should be very careful not to cause dinim.
Right, because he's arich, arich has the aspect of arich.
And arich is rachamim.
All rachamim.
Is all rachamim. Wow,
all
beautiful.
And if he does chas v'shalom, he goes the other way, then it's going to cause problem.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, and I think that's the whole concept.
So this ends this discussion
topic,
here.
yeah.
Okay, so let me once again. Baruch Adonai leolam. Amen. Amen.